Assalamualaikum. Hello, welcome to Business Communication MGT269. So this is our first chapter, the first video and introduction to the business communication. Okay. So in this chapter, okay, first of all, of course, we need to know what is communication. Okay, the definitions for communication. Communication is giving, receiving, or exchanging information, opinions, or ideas by writing. You can write or by speech or visual means, so that the message communicated is completely understood by the recipient. Okay, so we give and we receive, and the exchanging of information, as long as there are two parties, okay, both parties get the information and understood it completely. Okay, so that is the definitions for communication. What is business communication? Okay, communication that occurs within an organization in the form of verbal or non-verbal, formal or informal, in order to communicate effectively, either internally or externally. So here in business communication, we want to see how those people inside the organization or outside the organization communicate, okay? Whether it's in the form of verbal or non-verbal, or is it formal or informal, or internally inside the organization or outside the organization, okay? Okay, what it means by effective communication, we hope that whenever we communicate, we are able to communicate effectively. Okay, so the key to effective communication is ensuring that your message is understood. Okay, whenever we communicate, we want to make sure that the recipient, okay, the people who receive the information, are able to understand our message. Okay, stimulating the recipient to take appropriate actions. Usually when we send the message, okay, or instruction or information, you want the recipients to do exactly what we instruct them to do, okay, affecting the way the recipient thinks in some way. So we want to influence the recipient in order for the recipient to understand us, to believe in us, to obey us. Okay? Effective communication is very important because it can help to integrate all the managerial functions of management. Okay, you've learned that in management there are four functions of management that they always do. Okay, they continuously do. So we hope that by communicating effectively inside the organization, it will make the operation or the functions of the management can run smoothly. Okay? Link people together in order to achieve a common goal or purpose. By communicating, we hope that we're able to achieve the goals or the purpose while we send the message. Okay, and the last one is to give effect to changes and influence actions between the internal environment and the external environment. So hopefully by doing all this communication, okay, we're able to influence or to make changes to whatever that happen inside the organization or outside the organization. Okay, what are the factors that will contribute whether the communication that we have is the effective communication? The first one is the management foster an open communication climate. What it means by open communication climate is that between the sender and the receiver, there will be two-way communication. Okay, so whenever we have this two-way communication, okay, it will be more effective. Okay, the management will know what the employees need to know or need to have, okay, for their work to be more effective. Okay, employees understand the difficulties involved in intercultural communications. Okay, so we hope that by having this effective communication, it will help everyone inside the organization to become clear or more understanding about all the obstacles or challenges that the organization is having. Okay? Employees are proficient in communication technology, so hopefully that employee will from time to time will improve their skills in communication technology, and all messages are created and processed in a timely and efficient manner, meaning that we want to make sure that the communication, the things, the work, the task run smoothly, okay, so that all the messages, the recipient, the senders will have to send, receive, understand the message fast. Okay, not only fast, but they also need to get the message and also understand what it means, what the sender want them to do. Okay. Okay, what are the characteristics of effective communication? How do we know that the communication that happened is an effective communication? Okay, so we will know if the communication provide practical information. For example, in the message, okay, there is instructions to do, okay, the explanation about the things that happened or the solutions to the problem that they face. Okay, give facts or hard evidence rather than impression or opinions. Okay, so whenever we give the information, we communicate, okay, instead of we just based on our opinion or based on our own impression or perception, it's better if we are able to give the facts, to present the facts for the recipient, so that they will be easier for the recipient to understand, to get the message. Okay, clarify and compress info and use visual aids to help explain a process or highlight important info. Sometimes it's, if we talk too much, okay, so maybe the recipient is having difficulty to digest, comprehend our messages. Okay, so we have to make sure that all the information are compressed, clear, and it would be better if we add the visual aids. Okay, visual aids, it will help the recipients, okay, to fully grasp the important information. Okay, example of visual aids, for example, we help the recipients understanding the message by giving them, let's say, table, map, pictures, yeah, photograph, and everything. Okay? State precise responsibilities. In the information that we deliver to the recipient, we have to make sure that what are the responsibilities that we hope the recipients will get, okay, or will do, okay, or able to persuade others and offer recommendations. When the communication is effective, it will help, okay, to persuade the recipients or to give the recommendations for the solutions. Okay, meaning that whenever we are able to make the recipient to get influenced by our suggestions, okay, able to persuade them to do something, so meaning that the communication is effective. Okay. Okay. So why we want to have this effective communication? What are the benefits of effective communication? First, of course, it will quicker problem solving. When we have the problems, so of course we need to solve our problem. Okay, so when we have the effective communication, the faster the problem will get solved, because you are able to communicate with the person who have the problem. Okay, stronger decision making, okay, meaning that when you propose for the solution, the people who listen to you will get influenced or persuade to accept your recommendations. Okay, so it'll be easier for you to enforce the decisions. Okay, upturn in productivity, so of course the productivity will get run faster. Okay, clearer and steadier workflow, so the workflow operation will get smooth and it will be clear and be faster. Stronger business relationships. Okay, whenever you are able to communicate, okay, with people, whether it's inside the organization or outside the organization, you will make a better relationship with that person. Okay, convincing and clearer promotional or corporate materials, if you are able to deliver what you are having, what you are doing, the company you are doing, promoting, so that people will understand. When they want they understand your message, so of course it will be easier for you to promote, to sell your product or your company. Okay, Enhance professional image. So of course we want to see, when we see a person who good in communicating, you are very convincing. Okay, when you thought you are very convincing, so people will get respect. Okay? You will gain respect, and you will show that a good image to the other people. Okay, and also it will improve the stakeholders response. Okay, because you're able to sell, to promote, to inform about your organization to the outsiders, to the external environment. So many people or the stakeholders will respond to you, which will help your organization to grow. Okay? So communication in changing workplace. So of course, from time to time, okay, the communication keep changing. Okay, so with the advancing technology, the communication also is changed. Okay, the global communication means that we are able to communicate with other people. Okay, all over the world. Okay, the information age. Okay, currently we are able to keep all the information, okay, for the next generation to have. Okay, team-based business environment, so it's good for building the team for the business. What are the methods of communication? So for this business communication, we want to focus for the internal communication and also external communication. Okay, so we can use both, whether it's oral or written, both for the internal or external, but we have to know which method, which whether it's oral or written, are suitable for us to use. Okay, oral means that whatever you say. Okay, written is the whatever that you write or you have it wrote. Okay. Choosing the channel of communication. So of course we need to choose. Okay, which channel is the best for you to communicate. Okay, so how we going to choose? Okay, the channel. Okay, whether you want to write, whether you want to call or to send email. Okay, or just orally call the person. Okay, so it depends on these factors. For example, cost. You have to look into the cost. Okay, of the channel that you are using. Okay, the confidentiality, whether it have to be confidential. Okay, so you have to use the proper channel. Okay, for the safety and security. Okay, whether for it will be easier for you to influence, okay, the recipient. Okay, if you feel the urgency. Okay, so which one you choose, whether you need to call or you need to write. Okay, about the distance. Okay, which one is faster, or if the distance is quite near, so which are the method or the channel that most suitable. Okay, the time of the day. Okay, you have to think ahead first before you select the channel. See what are the time for the recipient. Okay, so is it suitable for you to call at that time? Okay, the resources. Okay, if you have all the resources that you want to use. Okay, if you need it to be written, okay, you want to record it. Okay, so which channel that should you use? Okay, which is easier for you to keep the record, or which channel which suitable for the recipient? You think that maybe sometimes the recipient didn't like you to be called. Okay, didn't like to be called, or prefer to just text to the recipient. So you have to know which channel the recipient prefer or is good for the recipient. Okay. Okay, so the communication choices or channels that we have oral channels. Okay, we have written channels. We also have the electronic channels. Okay, the purpose of business communication. First, we want to establish and build goodwill. Okay, so we want to make sure that the organization or people outside the organization see us in a good image. Okay, because we want to persuade people, persuade the customer, persuade the stakeholders to trust in us. Okay, because we want to obtain and share information, all the information that we gather. Maybe we want to share it with the outsiders, or maybe we need to share the information with the with our subordinates, okay, because we need to establish personal effectiveness for ourselves, okay, so that whenever we have this communication, so people will understand, okay, our message, okay, because it's very important to put the self-esteem, okay, when you're able to communicate effectively, okay, fluently, so you will boost your self-esteem. So that's it for the first video. We're going to continue chapter 1 in the second video. Thank you.